Welcome to my review of the DroneX Pro miniature drone that I bought the other day. So once again, we are not endorsed or sponsored by any of these companies. The kids just wanted to start a YouTube channel and start posting our adventures and reviews. So just getting into the setup, I guess I'll start with. So the software was super easy to download. Then I found it was harder than what it should have been to get the drone to talk to the controller. I found now in hindsight, even though I used batteries that were on the shelf, that getting a brand new ultra lithium heavy duty batteries worked best in the controller, and then I haven't had any problems since. However, I still do find it hard to get the drone flying in respect to, it seems like the pattern that I need to push is to push the auto takeoff button and then pull back on the elevation lever, and then that will lock the drone in and the drone will beep and I know it's ready to fly. So I find very challenging. The actual drone itself is really easy to fly. I'm no experienced drone pilot. This is my first one. I started flying it inside for the first time and I found it really easy to go super slow, get it to hover, navigate around furniture and lights, use the elevation. So that was super easy. Then I have flown it outside. We live in a bit of a gated estate, I guess, where there are fairly high townhouses around, so it is a little bit sheltered, but it flies super easy outside. I have no problems navigating around trees or play equipment or anything like that. I've used it in 2 open areas now, so down in the kids' school field, I've probably had it to about maybe 100 feet high, which I think is pretty exceptional given the size of the drone, and I had it down the beach today as well. What I have found though is in sort of 1 to 3 mile per hour winds, you can really start to see the drone get pushed around by the air, even though you can't feel it on the ground. I don't think it's a bad thing given the size of the drone, but when I was down the beach today, there might have been like a 3 mile per hour wind, and you could really see it. You could really see it affect the performance of the drone. So when it was flying with the wind, it was flying super fast, and then it was slowly making its way back when it was flying against it, or if it was sideways, you could see it get pushed around. The one thing I will say, I'm super disappointed in the battery life. I probably get about 10 minutes flying on 30% power or 30% rotor speed. So with this drone, you can select 30, 60 or 100 rotor speed, and yeah, I can only get probably like 10 minutes. So it takes about 25 minutes to charge up, and then to only get 10 minutes flying time, it's a little disappointing. And then when a kid wants to use it after I've been flying, you know, it doesn't really work that well. So the one thing I would say is if it came with 2 batteries, or if they somehow increase the cell capacity so that you got maybe say 15 minutes of flight time, that would be super beneficial in like my books. So the overall rating, I would probably give this drone say a 3 out of 5. There are some options that don't work, or I believe that they don't work. I don't think it's not that I haven't found them yet. I have had it flying for like 2-3 days now. The follow me button, I can't see anything on the drone or the drone remote control or in the instructions where it says that, and that was one of the major buying features for me. Also, the 360-degree roll button, emergency landing, doesn't work either. So I didn't buy this as a stun drone, I bought it more for the video capacity. Also, it was disappointing that when I was buying it online, it came up with an upgraded camera function of like 1080 HD camera, where when I noticed that when I was unboxing the drone, it only comes up with a 420 or 720. So they charged me like $25, $30 more for something that they didn't supply. So I'm super disappointed about that. However, in saying that, the overall operation of the drone is great. So for a first-time pilot like myself, and I've given it to Cole's pretty maneuverable with it. I will say though that the rotor bumpers that it comes with are absolutely useless as well. Like they barely clip onto the rotor housing very well. They survived one crash. One super beneficial thing though is that the rotor blades are actually quite sturdy and quite hardy. When we were flying it outside just before, Kroll crashed it twice into a tree and totally survived. It was no problems. He just climbed up the tree, got it down. We started the drone back up and started flying like normal. So yeah, it's been a bit of ups and downs with it. For the value for money, I would still probably keep it at a 3 out of 5. I'm going to see how this drone goes. I might even try to invest in another battery or see what I can do to get a longer life out of. I think eventually I would get another drone and maybe Cole will have this one. But look, if you've got the spare 200 to 250 Canadian dollars, which it cost me, I definitely would get one. I would shop around though. I've started to see that these particular drones are being sold from different third-party sellers on like Facebook and online. So try to get the best deal that you can. But if you kept that 2 to 250 mark sort of as your baseline, I think that you can't go wrong. So hopefully you guys have found this beneficial. Once again, we aren't sponsored by any of these companies. So yeah, if there's anything that I haven't covered, please add a comment or ask a question. I'll answer it as honestly as I can. If not, just hit the like button so that we know the stuff that you guys like that we're reviewing, and hopefully I'll see you next time on the next review. Thanks guys, look after yourselves.